What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, Nintendo announced some Resident Evil games, including Village, 2, 3, and Biohazard, all coming to Nintendo Switch, but these are all coming via the cloud, and I've tested all the games that have come to Switch via cloud so far, and most of them, the performance is really bad to the point of unplayable. Other than Control and Hitman 3, the other titles like Kingdom Hearts, Guardians of the Galaxies, and others have been really bad when it comes to playability. So I'm very concerned about this franchise coming to the Switch via the cloud, and they put out a demo today to check out, so let's get into that. Now you got to go to the eShop here, go to the Direct, and you can go to the free download for the Resident Evil Village cloud gameplay demo. This works a lot like the other cloud game demos they've had, and we'll get into that. But you just click on here, go to your free download, and you can grab this up. It will not take very long to download because, of course, you're not downloading the game. It's just the client needed here to stream it to your Switch. So this will be a very fast process, and then you'll be able to launch it. So we'll go ahead and get into it, and once you get there, you'll be able to click here for Play Demo. You'll get this little pop-up. It's basically telling you that you're going to have a few minutes. You're only usually going to have about 5 minutes inside the demo to give it a shot, unfortunately. Doesn't even mean you necessarily get to finish the castle demo. It all depends on how long it takes you to walk around. But anyway, as we get into the game here, for settings, there isn't much to go on. There isn't much you can change. It's pretty locked down, and it seems as though, like the other games on cloud here for Switch, they're targeting about 1080p 60 FPS. So we'll go ahead and get into the game and check out the demo. Now, my first time through, things didn't feel too bad, kind of typical for the Switch's cloud. It was a little bit janky. I had some pixelation issues here and there, and the controls are a bit floaty, meaning the input latency isn't the best. But my first playthrough here and kind of walking around where I had taken my time and was just testing the experience wasn't that bad. It held on decently. I could tell there was enough of an issue with my controls, though, that I wouldn't necessarily want to play the game this way, but it wasn't so bad that, you know, I couldn't figure it out. But that does change as we get into it, and I'll point out some issues with these demos. One of the issues with these demos is that they are too short. The fact that they're just a very few minutes, and that counts from the time you launch in at the menus and everything to your gameplay, that sometimes you just don't get very much time with these. Now, I was able to go back and go in multiple times and try it over and over with different performance and issues, but it doesn't always pan out. So as you'll see here, I'm going to kind of get up here to the top of the stairs and ready to move on with the last part of the demo here, but we reached the end of my time before I get that far, and I'm not able to proceed with the rest of the castle demo. So just be aware, it's kind of how it works here. It's not just playing through the castle demo, but you only have a few minutes to jump in and give it a shot. Now, I jumped back in to try it again and see if I could get to the end by moving a little faster, and then that's when all performance went out the window. I'm not pushing any buttons on my Switch right now. All of this is happening on its own. I'm getting network warning issues, we're losing service here, and it was pretty much becoming an unplayable mess for me. Again, I'm hitting no buttons on the Switch here. This is all just happening on its own while I sit there and have these guys attack me. Not good for trying out a demo in the cloud. Now, I got out of this, restarted my Switch, and jumped back in yet again. Actually, I waited a little bit before jumping in case there was some congestion going on and problems with the network. And here you go. I'm stuttered and stopped here, not able to move, even with my signal staying full strength, getting no warnings, and pixelation not even kicking in. Just a horrible stutter this time when I got in to start things. So that was making it pretty unplayable. But I did make my way through the little dungeony area here and get myself to the top of the stairs again. So I'll speed us through here. After I got past that stuttery part, you can see here it's kind of still doing it as we go up the stairs, but I was able to get up here and get farther. Now I had more time on my side, and I was able to continue moving on here through the demo. Even though the castle demo is very short anyway, I did want to see if in the allotted time of about 5 minutes, if I could run it. This is not enough time for someone to test cloud, to be honest. I would rather see Nintendo do more of a 10 to 15 minute, or at least let you finish an area or a whole demo without cutting you off, as you can see here with this run. Even though it was very stuttery and the controls were horrible for input latency, I did make it all the way, but it was by a miracle only, and certainly wouldn't have wanted to play the game this way. I do think Nintendo's got some work to do, and whoever's hosting here, Ubitus or Ubitus, whatever it is they've got for their cloud. Look, I use a lot of cloud gaming when it comes to Stadia, GeForce Now, Luna, and Xbox Cloud Gaming, with GeForce Now and Xbox Cloud Gaming being two of my favorites, and cloud has become a very viable way to play your games, and it works great for me in most cases. But on the Switch, all the versions of the cloud games they've been getting have been horrendous, and I haven't been able to really recommend buying any of them. And that's a shame, because cloud gaming itself has really technically come far enough that they should be able to offer a good enough, playable enough service to bring a franchise like this to the Nintendo Switch. But I'll say now, with these 4 Resident Evil games coming to the Switch via the cloud and seeing the state of the demo and how that's playing, it's really not very convincing that these 4 games are going to run any better than all the other cloud versions that have come to the Switch in the past. But we'll have to see. I'll definitely test these games out when they release for sure and let you guys know. I'll make a video on that. I'm also going to revisit all of the other cloud versions of games here soon and see if they're all still running the way they did at launch, or if there have been any improvements. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. If you haven't already subscribed, thumbs up, ring the bell, leave me your comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one.